Well, good evening, everyone. This is Larry, and welcome to my channel. Tonight, we'll continue with the 1949 season replay. And the feature game this evening is going to be the New York Giants at the Brooklyn Dodgers. Other games on the schedule today that we will go ahead and sim: Cleveland at St. Louis. And the Browns defeat the Indians 4-3. With Carl Drews getting the win for St. Louis and Bob Lemon taking the loss, Tom Ferrick with the save. Paul Lehner hit his first home run for the Browns, and the Browns get on the board with their first win of the season, winning at 4-3. Chicago at Detroit, Gumpert versus Trucks, and Detroit is going to win this game 10-4, with Virgil Trucks getting the win, Randy Gumpert getting the loss. Sammy Vico hit his second home run for the Tigers, and they move to 1-1, and the White Sox are now 1-1. Washington at New York, Paul Calvert on the mound for the Nationals, Vic Raschi on the mound for the Yankees. And the Yankees win their second game of the year 3-1 over the Nationals, who are winless. Raschi with the win, Calvert with the loss. Yogi Berra hits his first home run of the season for the Yankees. Boston at Philadelphia. That's the Red Sox at the Athletics. Ellis Kinder on the mound for the Red Sox. Joe Coleman on the mound for Philadelphia. And Philadelphia wins 8-5. Both teams getting 12 hits. Clem Hausman gets the win and in relief for the Athletics, and Jack Kramer is going to take the loss for the Red Sox. Sam Chapman hits his first home run of the season for the Athletics. The Philadelphia Phillies are at the Boston Braves. Jocko Thompson on the mound for the Phillies. Bill Brazel on the mound for Boston. And Boston is going to win this game 4-2, evening their record at 2-2. Brazel the winner, Thompson the loser. Jim Russell of the Braves hits his first home run of the season, as the Phillies and the Braves are now tied at 2-2. Pittsburgh is in Wrigley Field to face the Cubs. Murray Dixon on the mound for the Pirates. Bob Rush on the mound for the Cubs. And Chicago defeats Pittsburgh, getting their first win of the year by a score of 8-4. Rush the winner, Dixon the loser. Ed Stevens gets his first home run for the Pirates. Phil Cavarretta gets his first home run for the Chicago Cubs. So if we look at the standings now in both leagues, the Yankees are 2-0, followed by Philadelphia at 2-1, and then 5 teams are tied at 1-1, with the only team below them are the Nationals, who have not won a game yet at 0-3. In the National League, Reds and Giants out in front with 1 win each. Pittsburgh 1-1, Philadelphia and Boston 2-2, Cubs 1-1, and Brooklyn and the Cardinals have yet to win a game. That may change in just a few minutes, as the Giants are in Ebbets Field to face the Dodgers. So let's get this game underway. And here's your starting lineups for the Giants. Bill Rigney will lead off and play second base. Whitey Lockman will be in left. Sid Gordon will play third. Johnny Mize will be at first base. Bobby Thompson will play center. Willard Marshall will be in right. Walker Cooper will catch. Buddy Kerr will play short. And Sheldon Jones will be on the mound. For the home team, Brooklyn Dodgers, Cal Abrams leads off and plays left field. Pee Wee Reese will play short. Duke Snider will play center field. Jackie Robinson will be at second. Carl Furillo will be in right. Billy Cox will be at third. Gil Hodges will play first base. Roy Campanella will catch. And Ralph Branca will be on the mound. New York managed by Leo DeRocher. Brooklyn managed by Bert Schotten. So, let's play ball. Here we go. So, welcome to Ebbets Field as the Giants face the Dodgers. Bill Rigney to lead it off against Ralph Branca, right-handed hitter. Here's the 0-0 pitch to Rigney, and he rips it to right. That ball is going to get down, and Rigney is going to slide into second with a double. So Bill Rigney leads off this game with a double to right field, and the leadoff man is on for the Giants for Whitey Lockman. Lockman hitting .429 in the earlies, going with 2 RBIs. Left-handed batter, Branca. 1-2 pitch to Lockman. Ground ball to first. Hodges takes it himself to first base for the first out, and Rigney moves over to third base. Here's Sid Gordon hitting .500 with 1 run batted in. Runner at third. 1 out. Ralph Branca on the mound. Full count pitch. That's a fly ball to left. Abrams moves over to the foul line and makes the play, rushes the play back in to Pee Wee Reese, cutting the cutoff, and Rigney has to stay at third. So with 2 outs, Johnny Mize will now be up to see if he can get the run in. Mize hitting .333, 2 RBIs thus far. 2-2 pitch. Mize, breaks hit into right field. Been between Robinson and Hodges. RBI single for Johnny Mize, and the Giants go up 1-0. Here's Bobby Thompson. He is hitless so far this season. Right-handed power and hitter. 1-0 pitch to Thompson. That ball is ripped to right, but Furillo is right there taking about 1.5 steps to make the play. But the Giants go up on top 1-0. So the Dodgers are going to face Sheldon Jones with Cal Abrams leading it off. Abrams hitting .167, but he has a homer and 1 run batted in. Left-handed batter, 1-0 pitch coming in to Cal Abrams, and Abrams punches it to third base, but Sid Gordon is there to make the play for 1 out. Soft line drive over to third. Here's Pee Wee Reese, hitless so far this season. Right-handed batter playing short today. Jones pitches, and that ball is lined out, and waiting for it is shortstop Buddy Kerr on the edge of the infield for out number 2. Here is Duke Snider, also hitless thus far. Left-handed power and hitter in Snider. Here's Jones with the 3-0 pitch to Duke, and Duke Snider's going to collect a walk. So Snider moves down to first, and here's Jackie Robinson hitting .400 in the early going. Right-handed hitter playing second today. Robinson with the pitch, 1-0 pitch. And that's a ball. Excuse me. The 0-0 pitch was a ball. 1-0 pitch now to Robinson. And Snyder's going to try to steal second, and he's going to make it in, sliding in. So Duke Snider gets his steals second base. I don't know if that's his first stolen base. Looks like that's his first stolen base of the year. So here's Robinson now up with 2 outs. 1-1 pitch into Robinson. Fly ball, center, Nope, that ball was not caught. That ball was dropped. So that ball was hit to Bobby Thompson, but Bobby Thompson makes an error, allowing Jackie Robinson to get to second. And Duke Snyder scores. Let's watch that again. If I can bring the replay up. There's Robinson with the hit. And he just bobbed it. He just booted it. He was on the ball. He just dropped it. So, Jackie Robinson ties this game up. And it's now 1-1. Here's Carl Furillo hitting 167 on the year. 2 outs now, tie game. Furillo, left-handed batter with power. Here's Furillo. Ripped to right. And that ball is going to be caught by Willard Marshall in right field. But the Dodgers rather tie this game up on a big error by Bobby Thompson in center field. And we move to the second. Willard Marshall is going to lead it off against Ralph Branca. Marshall hitting .667 with a homer and an RBI. Left-handed batter, 3-2 pitch to Marshall. Dribbler down to third. Cox up with it over to Hodges. 1 man out. Slow grounder over there to Billy Cox. So here's Walker Cooper, veteran catcher. He's batting 0 so far. Hitless, but has 1 RBI. 3-2 pitch to Walker Cooper, and Cooper rips it to right. Furillo drifts over, and he makes the play for the second out. And here's Buddy Kerr, 250 in the early going. 2-2 pitch to Kerr, ground ball to Cox. Cox up with it over to Hodges, and that's the third out of the inning. So, the Dodgers come up with Billy Cox, Gil Hodges, and Roy Campanella to bat in the second inning. Here's Cox, .667 in the early going, 1 homer, 1 RBI. 1-0 pitch to Billy Cox, and that ball's hit straight up the middle of the center field, base hit. Cox is on for Gil Hodges, hitting .167 in the early going. No RBIs. Hodges bunts. Jones fields it, but has to go to first, and the ball gets by Johnny Mize, and so Gil Hodges is going to go down to second, and Billy Cox advances to third, so that's another error for the Giants. The Giants are not getting help in the fielding area department today. So here's Campanella up, 500 on the season, 1 homer, 2 RBI, second and third, with nobody out. Let's see what the managerial AI decides to do here. And they're going to pitch to Campanella, and he grounds it down to Mize, but that's going to get the run in. Cox scores. Mize takes it unassisted to first, and the Dodgers take the lead 2-1 with 1 out for Ralph Branca. Branca, not a very good hitter here, but they walked him. So Branca is going to get a free pass to first base. So there's runners on the corners now with 1 out for Cal Abrams. Abrams, I don't have, oh, he's 0 for 1 in this game. Okay, just found that. All right, Cal Abrams, fly ball, deep center. Oh, no, sorry, that's going to get to shortstop. And Pee Wee Reese is going to, Buddy Kerr is going to field that behind second base, 2 outs. So that's a big out for the Giants at this point. So now we're going to see Pee Wee Reese up. Reese 0 for 1 on the day. He is still hitless this season. Right-handed batter. Reese takes ball 4 inside. So that's going to load the bases up for Paducah Flatbush, Duke Snyder. Snyder was walked in the first inning. No official at bats, and did get a stolen base as well. So here's Snyder, left-handed hitter up. The 1-2 pitch to Duke, and that ball's hit to center, and Thompson's going to drift under it and make the play for the third out. Dodgers get a run. It's now 2-1 as we move to the top of the third. So in the top of the third, we have Sheldon Jones, Bill Rigney, and Whitey Lockman to come up for the Giants. Branca throws to Jones, and he gets a walk. So Jones is going to trot down to first. Branca with his first walk of the day, giving up on the day. And here's Bill Rigney hitting 429. He got a hit in his first time up. Let's see what we can do here. He bunts it. Hodges is forced to field it, and he's going to throw it over to Jackie Robinson. So that's a 3-4 ground out with Sheldon Jones moving down to second. In scoring position for righty Lockman. Lockman 0 for 1 on the day, now hitting 375. Branca checks. 0-0 pitch. Lockman's going to get a ripper single to center field. Thompson is up with it. Branca is coming around to score. He will stand up. And the Giants tie this game up 2-2 on the RBI single by Whitey Lockman. So here's Sid Gordon. 0 for 1 on the day, now hitting 400. Lockman at first. One man out. Wine in the pitch. And that's a 3-2 pitch walk. Ball 4. And that's Branca's second walk of the day for Johnny Mize. Mize is 1 for 1, now hitting 429. And he's got an RBI on the day, which gives him 3. He leads the team. He's tied for the lead with the team with Lockman. So here's Mize up with 1 out. Runners at first and second. The 0-1 from Branca is down to Hodges. Hodges down to Reese. But Pee Wee does not have a play. So they get the force out at second, 3-6. And that's going to leave us with 2 outs with runners on the corners for Bobby Thompson. Thompson 0 for 1, and he is hitless in 6 at-bats so far this season. 1-2 pitch coming from Ralph Branca, and Thompson's going to ground it up over the shortstop. Robinson takes the makes the play at second, and that retires the side. But the Giants come up with a run, and they have now tied it at 2 apiece. So a very close game here going on so far. So here's Jackie Robinson. Robinson is 0 for 1, now hitting 333, to face Sheldon Jones, who has thrown 46 pitches in this game. Robinson from the right side. Wine in the pitch to him. Ground ball. Fly ball. I'm sorry, I completely lost that. That was an infield pop-up to the second baseman, Bill Rigney, for 1 out. Carl Furillo now up. 143 on the season. 0 for 1 today. Right-handed batter. Jones faces him. Here's the pitch. That ball is going to be popped up as well. And Rigney makes that play also. So 2 putouts for Bill Rigney. And that's 2 outs for the Dodgers for Billy Cox, who is now hitting 750. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Cox looks at a 3-1 pitch, and that ball's hit up the middle. Rigney over for it, makes the assisted third at first, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So Brooklyn goes down 1-2-3. We move to the 4th, bottom of the 4th, with Willard Marshall up, to be followed by Walker Cooper and Buddy Kerr. Willard Marshall 0 for 1 on the day, now hitting 571. So here's Marshall, left-handed hitter. Branca has thrown 55 pitches so far in this game. So here's Marshall, left-handed swinger with a homer and an RBI so far this year. Marshall hits it deep. Don't think the ballpark's going to hold that one. Nope. Well, Furillo's at the wall, makes the play. 1 out. That looked like it was going to get out, but it did not. So Marshall takes Furillo deep to right field, but can't get it out. 1 out for Walker Cooper. Cooper is 0 for 6 on the season. Here's Cooper. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball, and that ball is going to be booted by Pee Wee Reese. So Pee Wee Reese, with an error, a very reliable infielder, boots that one. And that's going to bring up Buddy Kerr. Kerr, 1 for 5 on the year. Right-handed batter. Walker Cooper, not much speed at first. 1 out for the Giants. Here's Kerr with a 2-2. And that ball is going to get down into center field. Snyder moves over for it into left center field and gets the ball back into Pee Wee Reese. So we have 2 runners on now for the Giants for Sheldon Jones. Jones walked his first time up. Cooper at second, Kerr at first, 1 man out, 2-2 game. Jones with a little check swing, almost like a little swinging bunt, and he grounds it out to Jones, but the runner is going to be safe. So that was a bunt, considered a bunt, and on the fielder's choice he was ruled safe. So with that, we have the bases loaded with 1 man out, with Bill Rigney up. Rigney, 1 for 1 on the day. Here we go. 1-0 pitch to Bill Rigney with a chance to break it open. Rigney's going to hit it right at Gil Hodges. Hodges is going to make the unassisted double play, and that retires the side. And the Giants get nothing as we move to the bottom of the 4th. 2-2. Brooklyn only has 1 hit in this game, but has scored 2 runs. So here's Hodges. Hodges, 1 for 6 in the early going this season. Right-handed batter. Sheldon Jones looks in with a 1-2 pitch, and he swings and misses for strike 3. That is Sheldon Jones' first strikeout of the day. And here's Roy Campanella hitting .429, 0 for 1 on the day. 2-2 pitch to Campy, and that ball hit him. So Campanella is going to reach on a hit by pitch, and he moves down to first for Ralph Branca. Branca, 0 for. Branca walked in the first inning, actually, so he has no official plate appearances today. Jones looks in. He's thrown 69 pitches now. Two-one bunts. And Branca feels it, tosses it over to Hodges to retire the batter, but the runner moves down to second in the form of Jones fielded that ball. I beg your pardon. I think I said Branca. I did not mean that. Jones fielded that ball, got it over to Mize. So we have Campanella down at second now with 2 men out. Sorry about that. I'll get my head straight on here eventually. So here we go. So Dodgers are batting. Campanella is down at second with 2 men out. Abrams now up. Abrams 0 for 2 on the day. 2-2 pitch from the hand of Sheldon Jones to Cal Abrams, and that ball is going to be popped up, but Buddy Kerr is going to field that one for the 3rd out. So we move to the top of the 5th with the score: Giants 2, Dodgers 2. Whitey Lockman now up 1 for 2 on the day, now hitting .444 to face Ralph Branca. He has 3 ribbies. Lockman looks at a 3-2 ball 4, and so he's going to move down to first base. And so here's Sid Gordon. Gordon is 0 for 1 now, hitting .400. Lockman with decent speed down at first. Gordon right-handed hitter with power. 2-2 pitch to Sid Gordon, and he swings and misses for the first out. That is going to be Ralph Branca's first strikeout of the day. So here's John Mize. Johnny Mize, 1 for 2 on the day, now hitting .375. Lockman still down at first, left-handed batter. Throw down to first, nothing doing there. 2-1 now to Johnny Mize. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit to left, but Abrams is going to move over and throw the ball all the way back into first to try to double up the runner, but was not successful. And that gives us 2 outs in the inning for Bobby Thompson. Thompson, 0 for 7 in the early going, 0 for 2 today. Looking for that first base hit. Whitey Lockman down at first with 2 outs. Here's Thompson. 0-0 pitch to Bobby Thompson. That ball is going to be hit to Jackie Robinson, who runs over to second to make the play unassisted, and that retires the side. So we move to the bottom of the fifth. 2-2 score as Pee Wee Reese steps in to face Sheldon Jones. Reese 0 for 1 on the day. He's 0 for 6 on the season. 1-1 pitch to Pee Wee Reese from Sheldon Jones, and Reese is going to pop it up to the catcher, Walker Cooper, and that's one man out. Cooper over in foul territory down the first base line. Here's Duke. Snyder 0 for 7 on the season. Looking for his first hit. Left-handed batter with power. Winding the pitch. Snyder's going to get his first ding. He gets a base hit to right field. They had him played over. He's going to try to get into second, and he's going to go sliding in with a double. They ran on Willard Marshall, who was played over just a little bit, but they could not get him as Snyder stretched it into a double. So we got a runner in scoring position now with one out for Jackie Robinson. Robinson 0 for 2 on the day now. 2 out of 7 on the season. Robinson swings and rips it down to right field. Snyder is going to score easy. Let's see how many bases Jackie Robinson can get. They get the ball back in, and Robinson's going to pull up at second base with an RBI. That's going to be his first RBI of the season. And the Dodgers take a 3-2 lead for Carl Furillo. Furillo 0 for 2 on the day, 1 for 8 in the early going. Sheldon Jones to face Carl Furillo, 0-1. Furillo rips it to left, and that ball is going to get in front of righty Lockman. Lockman gets it back in quickly, but Werner stays at third, so we have first and third now with one out. Jackie Robinson at third, Carl Furillo at first. Here's Billy Cox, 1 for 2 on the day for Cox. He has a homer and an RBI. 3-2 Brooklyn, bottom of the fifth. 2-1 pitch, fly ball center. Thompson moves over to his right, makes the play, gets the ball into the shortstop, no throw home, and that is going to be an RBI for Billy Cox, and that's going to make it a 4-2 game. Gil Hodges now up. Hodges is 0 for 1. Runner still down at first in the form of Carl Furillo, 2 outs. 0-0 pitch. Hodges rips to right. Willard Marshall moves over, flies out to right field, but the Dodgers get 2 runs on 3 hits, and it's now a 4-2 Dodger lead. So we move to the top of the 6th. Ralph Branca is still in there for the Brooklyn Dodgers. He is now thrown 90 pitches in this game, so we'll see how long he can last. Here's Willard Marshall up. Marshall 0 for 2 on the day, but hitting is 4 out of 8 in the early going this year with a homer and an RBI. 0-1 pitch to the left-handed hitting Willard Marshall. And Marshall rips it down to first, but Hodges picks it up behind the first base bag. Goes to the base unassisted for the first out. Walker Cooper now up. Cooper 0 for 7 on the year, 0 for 2 today. 0-0 pitch to Walker Cooper, and Cooper rips it to center. But that ball is going to get over the head of Duke Snyder, and Cooper is going to slide into second with a double. Let's look at that again. See if we can bring it up. Yeah, that ball was ripped to the deepest part of center field as you could get. And Cooper is going to, again, slide into second. So this is going to be Buddy Kerr. Buddy Kerr is 1 for 2 on the day with a chance to get a run back for the Giants and close the gap here. Here's Branca. Branca's now thrown 93 pitches in this game. Buddy Kerr. 0-0 pitch. Kerr down to third. Cox has it. Looks the runner back over to Hodges for the second out of the inning. Walker Cooper stays at second. And so here's Sheldon Jones, and they are going to let him bat. No pinch hitter here. Sheldon Jones with 2 outs. 2-2 pitch to Jones. That ball's hit down. Jackie Robinson. Robinson over to Hodges For the third out, the Giants leave a man on, and the Dodgers are still out in front 4-2 as we move to the bottom of the sixth. Campanella is up. He is 0 for 1, 3 for 7 in the early going this season. 2-2 pitch to Campy from Sheldon Jones. That ball is lined out to Bill Rigney for the first out of the inning. Here's Branca. They're having Branca bat in the bottom of the sixth, so Branca's up. Jones to Branca. That ball's going to get down to Buddy Kerr. Buddy Kerr up with it over to Johnny Mize for the second out. And here's Cal Abrams. Abrams is 0 for 3 on the day, 1 for 9 in the early going. Left fielder and a left-handed batter. 1-2 pitch to Cal Abrams, and he swings and misses for strike 3. And that is going to be Sheldon Jones' second strikeout on the day. So we move to the top of the seventh. Bill Rigney is up, to be followed by Whitey Lockman and Sid Gordon. Rigney 1 for 2 on the day, facing Ralph Branca, who's up to 99 pitches. 1-0 pitch to Rigney. Ground ball to Pee Wee Reese. Pee Wee picks this one up, gets it over to Hodges, throws a little bit high, but Hodges stretches for it for 1 out. Whitey Lockman now up, 1 for 2 on the day, 4 for 9 in the season. 1-0 pitch to the left-handed batter. Pop up. Somebody's going to need to call it. And it's going to be Billy Cox for the second out. So now we have Sid Gordon up. Gordon 0 for 2 on the day, 2 out of 6 in the early going here with a ribby. 0-1 pitch to Sid Gordon from the hand of Ralph Branca. And that's a fly ball, and that's got some distance on it. And that ball is going to get out of here. Sid Gordon with a home run to left field. And the Giants pull within 1, 4-2-3. I don't know why we don't. I just noticed that we do not have any sound on, which seems rather odd. And I'm not sure what's going on with that. But anyway, I will look into that in the future. Maybe you're hearing sound on the other end. I'm not hearing anything through my headset, so I'm not sure that the sound is even activated. But in any event, Johnny Mize is now up. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Giants cut the lead to 4-3. Branca is still out there. And he throws a 1-1 to Mize. And Mize hits a fly out. So Mize flirted with another home run, but Furla was there to catch it. And the Giants pulled to within 1, 4-3. So Pee Wee Reese is now in there against Sheldon Jones, who's up to 111 pitches. Reese, 0 for 7 in the early going this season. He's 0 for 2 today. Full count to Pee Wee Reese. Winds in the pitches. Ground ball down to Kerr. Kerr up with it. Over to Mize. 1 man out. Here's Duke Snyder. Snyder, 1 for 8 on the early going this season. And 1 for 2 today. Snyder checks the 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be ball 4. So we have a reliever. We do have Andy Hansen is now in there for the Giants. I don't believe he pitched. Yes, this is his first batter he's going to face. So yeah, Andy Hansen is now in there for the Giants, with Brooklyn leading at 4-3 with 1 out, and Duke Snyder at first. Here's Jackie Robinson. Robinson 1 for 3 on the day, 3 for 8 this season. A 1-1 pitch coming into Jackie Robinson. That ball scorched just a little bit, but it is going to hang up long enough for Lockman to get to it and get the runner back in for the second out of the inning. That ball looks like it hit a lot harder than it did. Here's Carl Furillo. Carl is 1 for 3 on the day now, 2 for 9 on the season. So Furillo up with a full count from Hansen, and Furillo lines to the left fielder Whitey Lockman. Nothing doing for the Dodgers. leave a man on. We move to the top of the eighth with the Brooklyn Dodgers leading the Giants 4-3. Here's Bobby Thompson. Thompson 0 for 8 in the early going here. Branca is still in there. He's thrown 108 pitches. We'll see how long he can last. 2-1 pitch to Bobby Thompson, and that's a dribbler up to the right of the mound, and Branca picks it up, throws it over to first for 1 out. And here's Willard Marshall. Marshall playing right field. 0 for 3 on the day for Marshall. Looking for that first hit off of Ralph Branca today. Branca, 2-1 pitch. Lockman with a slow roller to Reese. He's got to get that ball over, but he's not going to. He beats that out. And I don't believe there was a throw ever made. Let's look at that again. Ground ball. Yeah, he double clutched it and never got a throw away. So he never got a throw. That's an infield singer now for Willard Marshall. And here's Walker Cooper up. Cooper is 1 for 3 on the day. Let's see if he can make some damage here. Ralph Branca is still on the mound for the Dodgers. Cooper, ground ball to second, to short, over to first. Taylor made 4-6-3 double play. And so that's going to do it for the Giants as we move to the bottom of the eighth with the Dodgers up 4-3. Billy Cox will lead it off to be followed by Gil Hodges and Roy Campanella against Andy Hansen, who came in the last inning to relieve Sheldon Jones. So here's Billy Cox. Cox is 1 for 2 with an RBI on the day. 2-1 pitch to Billy Cox. Comes, fires, ball hit deep. Rigney has to go all the way back to the outfield grass, but he is able to make the play for 1 out. Great play by Bill Rigney, who has good defense. So here's Gil Hodges. Hodges is 0 for 2 on the day, 1 for 8 overall. Hodges with an 0-2 pitch from Hansen, and he pops him up. Hansen goes over to cover first, but the catch is going to be made by Bill Rigney for the second out. So here's Campy. Campy 0 for 2, but still hitting .375. So 2 outs. Nobody on. Campanella winding the pitch. That ball is going to be snagged out of the air by Bill Rigney. And the Dodgers are up and down 1-2-3. So we move to the critical top of the ninth inning. Ralph Branca is still out there against Buddy Kerr, but I have a feeling he is going to be pulled out at the first sign of trouble. He's already thrown 117 pitches in this game. 3 walks, 1 strikeout, 7 hits, and he's given up 3 earned runs thus far. So here's Buddy Kerr. Kerr is 1 for 3 on the day, 2 out of 7 for the season. This is an 0-0 pitch to Buddy Kerr from Ralph Branca, and Kerr slaps it down to first base, but Hodges is up with it, makes the play for 1 out. So we have a pinch hitter now for the Giants in the form of Mickey Livingston. Livingston is 1 for 1 on this young season. Right-handed batter. Branca out there, 8 1/3 innings pitched in this game. So he throws an 0-0 pitch to Mickey Livingston, and Livingston last looping line drive over to Hodges for the second out, and that's going to bring up Bill Rigney, 1 for 3 on the day, now 3 for 9 on the season. Branca's going to try to finish this game without any help from the bullpen. Here's Rigney up, 3-1 count to Bill Rigney. See if he grooves one. Nope, he did not. Ball 4. So the tying run is on set first with 2 men out, and Whitey Lockman is now up. Lockman, 1 for 3 on the day. Irv Palika is going to come in and relieve for Ralph Branca. Palika, 2 innings pitched thus far this year, but he hasn't given up an earned run. He has given up 2 hits and a strikeout. So Irv Palika now in there to put the fire out for the Dodgers in the bottom of the ninth inning. Lockman looks to Palika with an 0-2 pitch. Palika fires, and that ball is going to be ripped to second base, a little looping line drive, but Jackie Robinson moves over to his left and makes the play, and in a very close game today, Brooklyn defeats New York 4-2-3. I'll give you the totals now for the New York Giants. 3 runs on 7 hits, 2 big errors. They left 8 men on base. For the Dodgers, 4 runs on just 4 hits, 1 error, and the Dodgers left 7 men on base. Home runs in the game. Sid Gordon hit a home run in the 7th off of Branca with nobody on, and that's going to be the only home run of the day for the Giants. Dodgers, surprisingly enough, with all the power they had, did not hit a home run in this game. Like I said, they only had 4 hits in the entire game. They did manage to get 4 walks also. Ralph Branca gets the win. He was 1 out away from pitching a complete game, so he is now 1-0. Irv Palika gets his first save, and Sheldon Jones takes the loss for the New York Giants. Well, I hope all of you enjoy this game. I hope you'll be able to watch it on replay, and I'll be back with more 1949 baseball very soon. So until next time, good night.